Hi, welcome to Pictures, Noise and Words. I'm Hedgy, and I've still got Charles with me, because there's no escape. This is CHTHONIC, a song called Broken Jade, off this album, which is, I'm going to say this wrong, I know that, but Takasago Army. That's probably not how you say it. So,
no help.
Yes.
No help.
So this was another one of your picks, Charles.
Yeah.
So did you choose it for a reason, or is it just a song you just happen to particularly like?
I was searching for Asian metal bands not Japanese,
Right.
and found this
Because
band.
these guys are Taiwanese.
And these guys are Taiwanese, and that was the only reason I ran into this. The thumbnail looked interesting. I clicked on it. I was surprised to see the 1.2 million views. I had no idea who this band was.
Bit like my channel.
Kind of,
Yeah.
in the ballpark.
In the roundabout.
Said, well, this band is apparently popular, and played the video. Absolutely loved it. It's a very moving video.
Right.
It has a lot of feeling behind it, and was really happy to see that they featured an erhu, which is a Chinese instrument that my wife happens to play. So that was quite the surprise.
Cool. So I know who CHTHONIC are. I did do a video on the channel a long time ago, admittedly, from CHTHONIC. If you go and look at that video, people have no doubt tell you this story on that video. But let's tell it again. It's 2 years or 3 years later now. I happened to see CHTHONIC live somewhat by chance. I went to see Arch Enemy. I'm pretty sure it was Arch Enemy way back 2009, I'm guessing, maybe around about that, 2008, 2009, and in a fairly bijou venue in Manchester, so not the biggest place in the world. And the support band came on, and it was these guys, but at that point I had no idea who they were at all. I'm pretty sure nobody else in the audience knew who they were either. So on walks this band, and the keyboard player, I remember this distinctly, the keyboard player comes out, and I think he came out first, and he had this black half-faced mask across his face like this, and had like and I think whether it was him or the guitarist or whatever, had this weird fringe that was on one side, really long fringe. And you could see people in the audience literally going, who are these people? What on earth is going on? And then literally by the time they were into their third song, the place was in uproar. They were so good. And the singer pulls out the erhu live, and everyone's like, oh, mind blown. It's like, what's going on? What's going on? Because it was like just a room full of Arch Enemy fans, all just ready to go. And then these guys come on, and it was just like, heck on.
That had to be a shocker.
It was just like, wait on a minute, what's going on? So yeah, I have a very, very clear memory of that gig, because they were such a surprise. No one knew who they were. We couldn't pronounce the band name.
I was going to say, you get big points for pronouncing the band.
Yes, I've learnt it since, but at the time, everyone's like, what are they called? Who are these people? What? CHTHONIC, something like that. Anyway, yeah, so we had no idea who they were. And yeah, literally cheered them off the stage at the end. It was really, really good. So I have not seen this video. I may have heard the song. I mean, it's been out since 2011, and I may be off with the date that I saw them, so it could have been this album that they were touring with. You know what? I have a feeling it was. So I've probably heard this, but it was years and years and years ago. So yes, I know who they are. No, I don't know all of their stuff.
I did not know who they are, and it was a shocker to me extremely pleased to find out who they are.
And they have a link to Baby Metal as well. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
The bass player, the lady, she's got a lady bass player, haven't they, in CHTHONIC?
Uh-huh.
And she's friends with Baby Metal girls. I think
Wow.
they met at some festival and kind of hit it off.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, I'm definitely going to get corrected on this one because I don't know all of the story behind it. I just know that they kind of became, quite sort of friends with each other and stuff. Yeah,
That's great.
so
That's great.
Anyway, should we get on with this and then we'll have something to talk about afterwards?
Sure.
Okay, so people, Charles can't see my screen or hear what I'm hearing, so he needs to watch it independently at home, so I'm going to count him in if you're wondering what on earth is going on. So, are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, click.
Ocean wind
got a bit caught up in the video at the end, to be honest. It's a really powerful video.
Yes.
But you know what? There was a few things as this was going along. One is, it's a masterful use of key changes. The song.
Yes.
The key changes are just so good at changing the not the mood or anything, but just elevating parts of the song when it needs elevating. It's
made it even more epic.
Yeah, basically. Yeah,
absolutely epic.
With added epicness.
We need more epic.
Yeah, we need more epic. So yeah, those key changes are great. And the other thing is, I mean, this is a perfect example of what we were talking about in the last video. And purely by chance, we were talking about in the last video is that you can introduce all sorts of things into metal. And the erhu, in my humble opinion, is a very mournful sounding instrument. Yes. It makes a beautiful sound, but it sounds to me sad. Maybe I just happen to hear those kind of things played.
Very much like a human voice.
Yes.
And exhibiting sadness.
That's what I tend to hear when I hear it, and it fits into this so seamlessly,
beautifully.
And you get the same thing with a violin, and you sometimes get the same thing with a cello or a stringed instrument. Basically, is where I'm going with that. Is that you get these nice, long, drawn-out notes that on their own would be a completely different kind of music, but when you put them into something like this, you're adding such a different element of feeling to the song,
and there's something about an erhu that even for those of us in the West, and especially over here in the unlearned United States, you can hear it and you can say, I don't know what that's called, but that's that Asian instrument.
That's that, yes.
And it sounds beautiful.
That's the instrument I always hear while somebody Asian looks sadly into the distance.
Yeah, I've heard that in the Kung Fu movies when the hero is looking wistfully.
Exactly, yes. Exactly. Watching the dawn come up,
Right.
Someone's at the side there. But it just fits so well, and it does. I mean, because let's face it, this has a real black metal leaning to it with the vocals and everything.
Sure does.
Not for a second am I suggesting it is a black metal song, but it's a harsh, vocaled, driving, proper metal song.
That's right.
But when you listen to it, what you feel is something slightly different, and that's genius, really. And maybe that's what everyone reacted to when I saw them live, and no one had a clue who they were. Maybe I don't know. I'm just making this up now in 2020, But I'd like a 10, 11-year-old memory, but I do remember that by halfway through, everyone was fully on board, and by the end of that gig, everyone was cheering, yay! Maybe we could put Arch Enemy off for a bit longer.
They clearly have the ability, and they really showed it with this song, to say, you know what, we're going to reach out there and grab attention of your emotions. Yeah. And we're going to evoke your emotions.
Yeah, and they have a big sort of point to make, with their songs. I'm not an expert on phonic by any chance, but they do make politically charged songs, don't they? And fighting for freedoms and rights. If
anybody wants to know about this one, they should look up this. The singer put out a beautiful video where he expounds on this whole song. So if anybody wants to know, you can find that.
Right. Cool. So yeah. Top banana stuff, but I mean, it's 2020, and now people do know who Chthonic are. So I'm expecting few people. All right, except you. I'm expecting. Yeah, I'm expecting a few people to say, "Oh, I didn't know who this was," but by far I'm expecting people to already know who they are and probably come in with details that I have missed out, and they'll know stuff more about the bass player and baby metal and, you know, all of that stuff. It should all come out in the comments.
That's a good bet.
I hope it does, because that's what this entire thing is for. It's like a little community where we can talk about music that we like.
One other thing I noticed even more than I have in the past is you mentioned the key changes, but the whole last couple of measures, they even shifted into the drumming stayed the same, but the music definitely shifted into a kind of la 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 la, very epic sound for the last couple of measures that really brought the whole song home.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's probably why I got a bit caught up in the video towards the end. You know, for the last bit, I was kind of, the song was there and everything, and could hear it, of course, but I was kind of drawn in a bit at that point, and that's probably because they changed the music and made it more about the whole, this is about the video, and this is about where we are and in the story, or however you. So yeah. So then that's great. So they basically emotionally manipulated me. So good job.
What the best bands do.
Absolutely, music is emotion captured, isn't it? I've said that I don't know how many times, but it's not necessarily an easy trick to pull off.
And you still have your metal cred.
Yes, absolutely. So yes, CHTHONIC, Broken Jade. This album, 2010, 2011 kind of time. I'll try and say it again. Takasago Army. Probably not how it's said.
I would have no better guess.
Yeah. Yeah. So, people, hope you enjoyed that. I bet you did. Let me know what you think, as always. And we will see you soon. Bye-bye.